June 1st, 2026. Here's another video using the moon as a timing device. Continuation of the Trading with the Moon series. In this one, I'm going to look at the various astronomical properties of the moon. I'm getting my data from Air Software, Star Trek's Millennium. In this program, they have an astronomy feature which will give you longitude, latitude, right ascension, declination, speed, the distance in AUs, the altitude, and the declination longitude. What you see on the screen right now at the bottom is the altitude. This one has some different properties, and this is based on the vantage point of the person on Earth. I have this set for New York at Wall Street for this particular calculation. What I'm going to do here is look at the latitude, speed, and the distance, and then take a look at the altitude after that. One thing that you're going to see is that these have they're fairly well tied together. The latitude, speed, and the distance are fairly well tied together. And if you look up an apogee-perigee calculator, which you can find online, they're going to give you similar dates. So the dates between these properties are sort of within a day of each other, depending on how accurate you want to be. Like, I can hold my cursor over this and get a date, but I might not be exact. So you can save this data to Excel and get the whatever precision that you want to get. Anyway, I've taken the latitude. If I just click on this, you'll see the latitude at the bottom. And you can see the up and down in the latitude. I've got this fairly well squeezed. I'm going to open it up a bit. And now you can start to see that. That's still showing the altitude. Let's hit that again. There's the latitude. You can see if I hold my cursor here at this point of this low on the wave curve, look at the bottom left in the panel. The date is 3/9/26 at 7:49. So that would be a potential turn time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these highs and low points. You can use the 0 points on the ones that have the 0, but I'm only going to give the highs and the lows. These are about every 2 weeks apart based on the orbit of the moon. I'm also going to look at the speed. I'm not going to use declination. Moon declination is fairly well known. Just want to show you what these other properties look like. You can see the speed of the moon. You can see how it varies, how it's a little bit elongated and contracted at certain points. Then I'm going to use the distance. I'll show you that distance plot. You see it looks very similar to the speed. And then I'm going to add the altitude in as another factor. No one really talks about this altitude property in astronomy at all. It is mentioned in Gann's Tunnel Through the Air book. Okay, so what I've done, I've taken these. I'm using the highs and the lows on the altitude. So what I've done, I've taken this data and I'm dropping it into Excel. And I've laid it in here month by month. At the top, I've put the header. In column A, I've got the moon in the months of January to July. Then I put the latitude in column B, the speed in column C, the D for the distance, and then I put the altitude in column F with a space in between. And then what I've done is just kind of average the dates to get a clustered date and highlighted that in yellow. So you can see in January, we had all three of the first categories on the first, second. The altitude was on the fourth. So you might want to treat the altitude separately. Then we had the 14th, 12th, 14th, and then the 17th. Then we had 28, 29, pretty consistent, so I highlighted the 29. So I just kind of went to the middle area for the yellow highlights. And you can look down this chart. I'm not going to go through each month. You can see the dates and compare the difference between these properties. And I've given you the dates through July on three different price charts. So I'm taking my average date that I've got highlighted in yellow, and we'll take a look at those on some different trading vehicles. I'll start with the ES. I took this screenshot. I had the arrows here. These were the Moon and Taurus and Scorpio dates that I had showed prior in a prior video. Here I'm going to use the vertical lines to show the speed changes in the other dates, and this is apogee and perigee. Again, is very similar to these. So you can look all the way back to August of 2025 and see how these dates did. I'm not going to go through and discuss each one, but you can see the high percentage of hits that we have on this. Now you might want to look at each of these properties individually for a particular market, because one may be better on a certain market than another. So you have to look at that and take a look at these things separately. You may find that the altitude, which is a little bit different, might be better than some of these other dates. You can also grab the apogee perigee calculator and just look at that. Okay, let me grab another chart. Here is a chart of the wheat market from January going forward. This one has the speed plot only. So this is the moon speed. You can see we've got low, low, high, low, a low here, one day off this low, a low here. This kind of a midpoint of a swing right there. One day off of this, one day spike low, a high here, one day off this high, and here on the had a plot the 29th. I think the date was on the weekend of the 30th, 31st. So should be looking for that to turn today. And then I also have done the Bitcoin chart. Let me bring that in. Here's the Bitcoin chart using the lunar astronomy. This is all three of the averages plus the altitude. You can see the first point here on the second was a breakout of a little consolidation triangle. The breakout day was on our average. Then we came into the significant high here. This was one day off the reaction up. This one is 2 days off the high or the low. That one's a little bit of a miss. Here we have a direct hit on the low, 1 day off the low, right at a minor high. This one is a miss. This one's right at this retracement low. 1 bar off the high, 1 bar off the low, and we have minor high right there on the 31st on the Bitcoin. So that's what those look like. This astronomical data is available online. It's not that hard to find. I like the Star Trek's Millennium software because you can get this stuff and save it in an Excel CSV file and have that data going forward. I'll post the dates up here on the screen from this Excel sheet again, so you can follow this through June and July and see how this works. And then for those of you who want, you can take the dates individually and test the markets that you trade.